My name is Dana Harbaugh, and this video is being created for the purpose of providing others a glimpse into the scope of my military service. Note, I know that any one segment of this overview might be construed as either hyperbole, stretching the truth, or some form of bragging, given the sheer number of awards I received, but neither of those are in any way my goal here. My real goal is to finally, after 20 years of dealing with the VA healthcare system and their inability to understand my particular PTSD issues, to utilize this wonderful modern technology and the various types of multimedia tools at the average person's fingertips, so as to be able to explain some of the events that drove the psychological stressors that I've been diagnosed with. And hopefully, no other veterans will have to spend years getting the experts to understand such experiences. But first, what I think will be helpful is a quick overview of what was going on back then around the world. In 1989, the Cold War against the Soviet Union was still in full swing, with U.S. aircraft carrier battle groups circumnavigating the world's oceans in a show of deterrence and freedom of the seas operations. The biggest threat to the U.S. aircraft carriers and their support ships, along with commercial shipping, were Soviet submarines, both diesel and nuclear-powered variants. Not only could these enemy submarines destroy U.S. naval vessels, but some submarines were equipped with intercontinental ballistic missiles with nuclear payloads aimed at American cities. One Soviet submarine alone had the firepower to eliminate dozens of U.S. cities simultaneously with little to no prior warning. I entered the U.S. Navy in April of 1987 with a contract to train to become an enlisted naval air crewman flying in the back of the aircraft that hunted such submarines. With the job title of an anti-submarine warfare operator, an AW is the two-letter acronym for this particular job rating in the Navy. For decades, the AW rating has been one of the most elite programs in the U.S. Navy, requiring incredible physical training along with extremely intense academic proficiencies. My Navy career began with attending boot camp in Orlando, Florida. Near our graduation, I was awarded the academic high performer, scoring first out of 80 sailors. Upon graduating from boot camp, the training pipeline that I was designated for required me to attend the extremely demanding Naval Air Crewman Candidate School in Pensacola, Florida. NACIS, as it was known, or is still known, the purpose of NACIS is to evaluate each aircrew candidates for aeronautical adaptability and put each student through numerous batteries of physiological and aeronautical stress situations, including spatial disorientation, barometric altitude training, and constant physical training through push-ups, pull-ups, crunches, running, etc. Swimming is an extremely important aspect of this training, with multiple in-pool training evolutions. After leaving Pensacola in the fall of 1987, I was transferred to my Technical A School in Millington, Tennessee. Once again, I was ranked number one academically and was awarded the right to choose my duty station and being able to choose which particular fixed-wing aircraft I wished to fly in, either the P-3 Orion long-range land-based ASW aircraft or the tactical S-3A Viking aircraft flying off of aircraft carriers. Naval Air Station North Island in San Diego, California was my choice, training to fly in the high-performance Lockheed S-3A Viking aircraft. The training squadron was known as VS-41. VS-41 was where AWs trained to become designated as sensor operators, or CENSOs. This aircraft, the Viking, was a four-seater carrier-based aircraft that was one of the most technically capable and versatile aircraft in the Navy arsenal. Basically a $40 million flying computer system, the Viking was designed with the primary role of hunting, tracking, and attacking enemy submarines anywhere in the world. A quick review, just for any young AW to get into this point in the training pipeline was extremely difficult. Many AWs had been washed out of the program for myriad reasons, such as simple things such as being allergic to bee stings or with swimming deficiencies or poor academic performances. VS-41 was 16 weeks of intense classroom training. In essence, it required near-perfect memorization of huge aircraft weapons system training manuals, both classified and unclassified, along with literally hundreds of buttons to master while seated at the Senso's station. Once again, finishing top of my class, I was transferred to my first real seagoing duty station, that of the Fleet Squadron VS-38, which was stationed at Naval Air Station North Island in San Diego. The squadron of 7 planes and 200 personnel was attached to the aircraft carrier USS Ranger CV-61, which was also home-ported at Naval Air Station North Island, San Diego. Immediately upon coming aboard VS-38, the operational tempo was intense. Day after day, we flew training missions all over the southwestern United States, including detachments to Barbers Point, Hawaii, Fallon, Nevada, Naval Air Station Whidbey Island, Washington. We flew simulated low-level bombing missions through the Sierra Nevada mountains from Southern California up to Lake Tahoe area. We flew Zuni missile attacks in the southwestern desert. We flew simulated harbor mining operations anywhere in the world. We flew countless anti-submarine warfare missions out off the coast of California in the Southern California offshore operating area. We flew constantly in our lead up to my first 6-month deployment overseas aboard the Ranger in 1989. Our carrier left San Diego in January of '89 in support of Operation Earnest Will, which is also known as the Tanker Wars. This operation was a multinational effort to ensure the free flow of oil by tanker ships through the vital Straits of Hormuz choke point in the Persian Gulf. During this deployment, I was selected to become a member of the vitally important Personnel Reliability Program, or PRP, in support of the Special Weapons Loading Team, another very elite program. In short, I was tasked with being a load team member. The Navy selected certain Sensos to perform system checks on and then load onto the aircraft, and if ordered by the Commander-in-Chief, drop the B-57 nuclear depth bomb on Soviet or other enemy submarines. In essence, either starting or continuing World War III with an all-out nuclear attack. I've always said, thank God I never had to do what I was trained for. Upon returning from this deployment in August of 1989, I had logged 75 Viking missions, most of which were in a designated combat zone, and I was becoming a very qualified Senso. 1990 was our turnaround period, as our squadron geared up for another year of land-based training in preparation for a December '90 deployment to the Persian Gulf region once again. But on August 2nd of 1990, Saddam Hussein had invaded the neighboring country of Kuwait. With evidence of horrific human rights abuses against the Kuwaiti people, not to mention the threat this posed for the price of oil for the global economy, the free nations of the world had to stand up to this aggression. Soon after the August 2nd invasion, Operation Desert Shield was initiated to, quote, draw a line in the sand, demanding Iraq's complete withdrawal from Kuwait. Training operations went into full swing as we neared our carrier's deployment in December of '90. The possibility of going to war with the 4th largest military in the world became more and more real as we departed San Diego.